woke up feeling like I could change the world. So you know what? I'm gonna stay dedicated to the grind. I'm gonna be determined to win because I realize that there's more to life. I don't wanna die too soon. I don't wanna go away. I just wanna live my life today. We ain't tryna hurt nobody. We just wanna work the
What's going on, cuz? All the way from New Orleans.
Zyron,
Zyron, what's up, brother? DJ Ray on the ones and twos tuning in. What's going on? And we got Looski.
Who do we talk to start the conversation?
There we go. What's going on? Now we're back in the game. What's going on, family? Man, I'm doing good, bro. Doing good. Looski, what's happening, brother?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know what time it is? I think we're going to wait for a little drum roll, and then we're going to give them the breakdown of how we came to what we came to. What's going on? Hey, one time for my boy Blue, all the way out there in Texas, man. I went to middle school with that cat, man. Family, bro. Straight family right there. Love you, bro. Thanks for the support. We got Texas in the building. We got New Orleans in the building. DJ Ray out the A. What's happening? Who else is on here, man? We going to give them a little bit of time, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Oh, yes. Looski, what's happening, brother?
Man, I'm doing good, man. You know, I'm using my FMLA, so I've been off work for the week.
Oh boy, you in there living?
Yeah, I done started recording again. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know,
back on your grind.
A voltage is on the way.
So let's get it.
I'm feeling real good, dog.
That's how you should be feeling, man. Use that FMLA, man. Use that time. What's one thing that's very, very important? I've been hearing people talk about that all the time. It's like if you don't use your vacation, if you don't use your time, if you were to pass today or tomorrow, they'll have somebody filling your spot like within a week.
Real
Understand that?
Yeah.
Within a week, they'll have somebody filling your spot. So it is very, very important that you go ahead and use that time, man. So
Hey, yo, what's happening?
Hey, yo, tuned in. AUG, what's happening?
Yeah, man. For real.
Yeah, feeling pretty good, man. I'm excited about this podcast because as you guys see, we finally got a name for our podcast. It took us forever. Just know that it took us forever. We was really playing coy, but we was going back and forth with, hey, let's try this. What you think about this? So to finally have a name for our podcast, and
it was right under our nose.
It was right in front of our faces, for real. So as you can see,
hey,
Looski, we get a breakdown. What's going on, bro?
Hey, you see that Better Is Possible, the Better Is Possible podcast? It's a follow at Better Is Possible podcast.
Yeah.
Pin that. No, you pin that.
Gotcha.
He don't know.
I'll figure it out throughout the podcast. But he was like, pin that. I was like, okay. But okay, let's just jump straight into it. Loose. We decided to go with Better Is Possible. Oh man, this man jumped to work. Hey, we decided to go with Better Is Possible podcast. We had a whole bunch of names out there, but Better Is Possible is one thing that resonated the most with us because even in the conversations that we're having, we still want to show hope that better is possible, not only for yourself, but your society, whatever you're doing in your community, understanding that better is possible. Having these awkward conversations, these tough conversations about things that a lot of people are scared to touch on.
Yeah,
we want to be able to show we want to be able to show people that it is possible to have these conversations without all the fussing and fighting. But we don't have to agree on everything. But in the same sense, if we're able to at least have those rough conversations and get somewhere and have some forward progress, we just showed you that better is possible. So that's a part of the reason why we went ahead with going with Better Is Possible, letting you know that this is one of those opportunities where we want to continue to generate conversations that a lot of people may not be comfortable with touching on. I mean, of course, we're going to talk life. We're going to talk about whatever topic pops up. How I should pin Better Is Possible, I'll figure that out throughout the process.
You can hold it,
but
press 10.
That's it. Hey, bro. Hey. So that's the reason behind us going ahead and naming it Better Is Possible. So, Looski,
what's up?
FMLA, how's baby girl?
Oh man, lovely, dog. lovely. She just shows so much emotion now. Be smiling and laughing. She getting along. Like, I swear she gonna be about 6'3". You know what I'm saying?
Luce, tell everybody how tall you are.
Hey man, I'm about 6. I'm about 6'2".
It sounded like he lied like 3 times, bro. He didn't know if he wanted to really stretch the truth or like do I keep it? Just go above 5'11", then I'm good, right? That's where you're going.
Dang, I know your baby girl just had the birthday.
Yeah, man. Nova just turned 1. Nova D is
bro.
1 years old, bro.
Hey, that time went by so fast.
Boy, blink of an eye. like blink of an eye, bro. I promise you, like, it felt like the day when we found out that we were having her. You know what I'm saying? But all of that junk was like in the blink of an eye. I was like, dang, happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
God dang, like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey man, do you remember that? Do you remember the experience of birth? Of her birth?
Yes, it was.
How was it? Were you terrified? Was it easy?
Oh man. It was a lot of emotion going on, right?
You cried the whole time?
Huh?
You cried the whole time?
No, I ain't cried the whole time, but I'm talking about a lot of emotion that was going into the process because, of course, like, if you don't know, I'll tell you, man, in 2016, I lost my son, Reese, right? And we never got an answer to what happened. So when we found out that we were pregnant with Nova, like, I was always, as much as I trust and believe, I still had that doubt. And it's unfortunate, but I'm human, right?
Yeah.
Still had that doubt. I was like, man, we're going to get all the way till here. And I just pray that everything goes right. Still had a little bit of doubt, right? You know what I'm saying? Because we lost Reese a month before he was supposed to be born. You know what I'm saying? So that was crazy. We got all the way to the baby shower, right?
Yeah.
And not even a week after the baby shower, we lost Reese. So you get into a situation with Nova, and we're like, all right, we're finally here. We decided to induce her labor because we wanted to make sure that the whole family was there and things of that nature. And that did not go as planned. Let God do his thing. That's what I'm going to tell y'all. Just let God, hey, I don't know, whoever you believe in, I believe, hey, let him do his thing, right? Because Nikki had to stay in hospital. We stayed in the hospital for a whole week.
Wow.
Nova wasn't born. We induced her labor, and Nova wasn't born till 2 days after, and then they had to do a C-section.
What?
You know what I'm saying? And it was like, it wasn't the time. It wasn't that time yet. But even in that, it was still like, I'm having this battle where, God, I trust you, but this is really scary right now because now I'm over here worried about my baby. I'm worried about Nikki's safety. What's going on? All of those. So it was a whole bunch of emotions going on, Lusky. But I remember like doing videos and recording and talking, you know, making sure that I'm documenting these moments for her. Right?
Yeah.
Just telling her, you know, Daddy's nervous right now, but you know what? I love you. You're gonna be a queen. I can't wait to meet you. Things of that nature. And then when we finally did the C-section, you know, you can't go into the room with them.
Oh, they don't let you in? No,
you gotta sit out there and wait while they do the. I probably didn't want to be in there. I'm just being honest. I probably would have like, yeah, it would have been bad because they got to do the cut open and all and pull your baby. So it was like I don't know if I would have been ready for that, boy. But when I finally got to meet my baby, man, it was like everything in the world stopped. It was just my moment with her. Her mama was still out because she had medicine. So it was just me and her bond. It was like, man, God, you blessed me with something so special. And as much as I was going through a roller coaster of emotions, like it was one of the best feelings in the world to just hold her and just I don't tell her I love her and let her know that I was gonna always be there for her. So definitely a great experience, man. I don't know who all got children on here, but I'm just telling you, it's a great experience. But I mean, you ain't gotta rush it if you don't want to. Just putting that out there. Yes.
Hey, they milk your heart for real.
Them girls milk your heart. Girl dad, pound girl dad. I'm with it.
That.
I'm all the way there. I'm with it. Lusky got a baby girl too, so crazy.
She just turned 4 months.
Just turned
last Saturday.
That jump flying.
Yeah, it is. It's scary.
4 months.
Mm-hmm.
She looked just like KP. You welcome.
I know, man.
Hey, bro, you welcome. Hey.
Like her little mini me.
I jump crazy. Look just like KP. But topic, man.
He
Hey,
got 3 of them.
Hey, boy, congrats to you.
Oh yeah.
Boy.
Oh, he a killer.
I know you got a rifle. I know you got a pistol. I know you got a shotgun. I know you got something. Hey, you the main person who's fighting against. Hey, don't take my guns. That's you.
Right.
You that guy.
Straight up.
No. But Lusky, I wanted to touch base on the topic of conversation. I know we were talking about daughters and everything like that. Love our children, man.
Yeah.
One thing that I want to discuss tonight, and it was just heavy on me. I saw a picture not too long ago, and I didn't do my research on what the purpose was. I just saw the picture and I judged the picture off rip. I saw it was a whole bunch of African Americans in the Oval Office praying for Donald Trump, and he didn't even got a head bound. Huh?
The black pastors.
Black pastors. Okay. So if y'all don't know, it's posted on the Better Is Possible podcast. They're praying for him. He ain't bowing his head or nothing. He looking dead in this camera like, yeah,
right.
I know I got him. You know what I'm saying? And it posed the question. It was just like more so, when is it okay to not continuously turn the cheek? Like when people we're so easily able to forgive others, but we find it the hardest to forgive ourselves, right? Like if you done did me wrong, 10 years can go by and you still holding that grudge on that 10 years, but yet you can have somebody, disrespect you, mess up your whole family, whatever the case may be, whether it's the jail system, wherever, mess up your family, and then we steady turning the cheek. It's like, all right, well, we just gonna pray for him. It's gonna be all right. When you really put that, and I tapped into that Malcolm X, so that's why I'm really on my, you know what I'm saying, that Netflix. If y'all ain't check that out
on Netflix,
it would get you out your Martin zone and really turn you into Malcolm.
Yeah.
I ain't lying.
So I had to check it.
So this is where it's coming from. But it's
Okay.
like, when is it okay to stop turning the cheek and stop being so forgiving?
Okay, so let's talk about both them Jean first.
Talk to me.
When you know what I mean, that was the case where the white lady, the cop, thought she was going into his apartment, thought she was going into her apartment, you know what I'm saying, ended up shooting him. He in his drawers eating ice cream and shit. Fast forward.
In his own house.
Right. Fast forward, both them Jean's brother, you know what I'm saying, forgives her for it, you know what I mean?
Right.
And hugs her in the courtroom.
It was like outrage.
Is doing her hair, stuff like that. So just that kind of energy. It's like, damn, why do we always be forgiving? Like, why do we just be forgiving everything, all of the disrespect that comes to us? I'll even go further and talk about Kanye West. Like, bruh.
All right, so this is going to be the topic of conversation for the rest of the show because Kanye is doing the most. That way. Go ahead, talk to him. I miss the old Kanye. The polo Kanye with the polo. Come on now, I miss him.
Yeah,
the old one with the backpack.
Seriously, dog, because I look at Kanye West, and when he went into the Oval Office after wearing the MAGA hat, after hugging Donald Trump, kissing him on the cheek, you know what I'm saying? Saying that you're like a father figure to me. I'm like, nigga, you got a daddy, nigga. What are you doing? So then to fast forward and to see him doing the Sunday services. And I'm like, dang, everybody fucking with him now. It's like, yo, like, y'all don't remember what just happened? You know what I mean? I don't know. I got a different type of energy because I'm on some like, nigga, God forgives, nigga, I don't. Nigga, I hold a grudge. I don't care. If you fuck me over, I'm not fucking with you. Like, that's just my type of energy. But just to see people like actually like follow him after the blatant disrespect, it's like, yo, like, what are y'all after the slavery was a choice come in, after all of that,
right? And the thing is, like, is it, I don't even want to go as far as like, is it expected of us, right, in a sense, to be so forgiving? Because I don't notice that in that many other races, right? Where they're as forgiving, or they're given those chances and things of that nature, and you continuously run into a situation where it's not working in your favor. No matter how much you forgive the police or whatever's going on in society, like there's still gonna be, unfortunately, somebody else who pops up who's had a bad situation with the cops. Either they're arrested for and put to jail for over 100 years, or they got killed, or whatever the case may be. And if we continue to forgive, I'm not saying that there needs to be any. I don't know what the answer would be. I think that's my dilemma. It's just like, if we don't forgive and you cause more animosity, does that put us even in a worse situation? Or do you continue to forgive, and at the end of the day, like, how far are you going to get to where you're going? Will you always have something holding you back? Because it's like, all right, well, they expect you to forgive. I just moved from Charleston, the whole Dylan Roof situation. Right. And it was just like, you know what? I went to see that documentary. I left out that thing in tears. I ain't lying to you, bro. I left out there in tears. And the
about the Dylan Roof shooting? What documentary?
Yeah. It was dang, I can't remember the name of it. Lucy, dang, why you put? Come on, man, why you put the one about the Charleston shooting?
Okay, I got you,
man. I just gave you content clue. Come on, follow me. Pick up what I'm putting down. All right, so, but basically, it's like, yeah, all right, forgive and move forward. Forgive and move forward. Zahir and I really agree with you on that. But I would like for others to move forward as well. Right, Dylan Roof. He shot up the Charleston church.
Yeah, Dylan Roof shot up the church. Stayed in there while they was praying.
They accepted him. They let him come in to the Bible study, things of that nature, and he ended up killing people.
He killed everybody, and then the cops drove him to Burger King after the shooting.
I still don't. Let's stay on. Yeah, that was tough. That's tough. Right?
That's what I'm saying. I can move forward and still not fuck with you. Nah, that's real. That's where I be
good,
at. Like,
that's good energy, right? Because I don't want to hold myself back. I don't want to continue to like build upon the hate or the hold on to a grudge or anything of that nature, because then I feel like I'm blocking my blessing. That's what's taught, right? You're blocking the blessing.
Totally disagree. I think that's a lie. I think that's like some shit that people just say. Like, even the forgiveness is for you, not the other person. Like, that's supposed to be like self-healing. Nah, not necessarily, because it's like, like what Buddy said up top. Like, I don't forgive you and I don't fuck with you. Like, I'm not just it's not gonna be that easy. No.
True story.
I'm gonna remember what you did, and I'm gonna always remember that shit, and I would never put myself in a position like that again. That's like my mindset.
I just know I can learn from my mistakes and then move forward in a better way. I know Blue said, when you don't forgive, you stay in the past, and there is no future in going backwards. Very true statement.
Yeah, that's deep.
Like, there is no future if you're staying in the past. So holding on to that grudge will keep you in the past. Like you're saying, I can forgive you, but
is it also protecting you?
You said one more time.
Is it also protecting you?
Me forgiving you?
Nah, me not forgiving you. Me remembering like exactly how you fucked me over, and then being like, nah, I ain't doing that again. I never put myself in a position like that.
But even like, I don't see losses, right? We talked about this before. Like, there is no losses, there are only lessons learned. Even if I didn't come out winning or being at the top, I learned how to maneuver a whole lot better, right? So even in a situation, if it didn't kill me, I can learn from it. I could be stronger. I could be wiser. I could be I could maneuver in a better situation. I just don't see the benefit of continuously seeing something not go our way or go the wrong way in this blatant. Not only for African Americans, but across the globe, right? You know what I'm saying? You can blatantly see that something is not right, and yet we forgive with hopes that something is going to change in a better space.
Right.
But if it doesn't change, like, what did the forgiving do for us? I understand the benefit of forgiving. Yes, that's important to move forward. But if it doesn't help us by forgiving and we continuously stay in the same spot, Are we winning? Are we losing? What are we doing? Because I'm going to continue to teach that forgiving spirit to the next generation. I'll teach my daughter that. I'll teach, my kids that. So
Ayo said there's nothing wrong with being cautious if someone does you wrong. You don't have to deal with that person. That's your choice. Just don't hold that anger. Don't give it that energy. There has to be some action behind it. I feel that.
Come on, Malcolm.
I feel that, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, I could not forgive somebody and not be angry.
As long as you got peace.
Yeah. I could definitely not forgive somebody and just and still be peaceful. Still, you know what I mean? Like, I think we get it misconstrued because, like you said, like when we give things energy, like when you're mad at something, you're thinking about it. When you're not mad at something, I mean, like when you like something, you're still thinking about it. But when things just don't exist, like you don't exist to me, like that's the type of shit. That's the shit I'm on. Like
that really on some don't kill my vibe type vibe.
Yeah, I think.
But I won't allow nothing to kill my vibe. Blue, you on point tonight. Ayo, you definitely going into and Zyron, I see you with the comments as well. Blue said, I think we've become numb to the bull. To be honest, sad, but we're waiting on a revolution that we're scared to start. That is very true. Nobody wants to be the front line of the revolution because they're scared of what the outcome can be. But they know
you
that
know what the real problem is?
What?
You know what the real problem is? That too many of the others paying us. So how the fuck we gonna poke our chest out and say,
and that's why we're always saying we forgive you. Right? There it goes. Bottom line, money talks, BS walks.
Yeah, shut it down.
So
great podcast time.
Lusky's a genius. You talk about money in there. Boy, you can get anywhere from here. That's if you taught him well, boy. So you're absolutely right, man. When it comes to the under the table deals or the money that's being moved around to help steer the crowd, which I think Kanye West maybe played a big part in.
Yeah,
was steering the crowd, and like you said, a lot of people forgave real quick and started following him and forgot all about all the negative things that he's done. Nobody's perfect.
Even when you look at that picture,
perfect, but you gotta be
when you look at that picture with those preachers, man, all those dudes got paid just to come to their room and just sit down and listen, take a couple photos. You remember when the weird thing about this Trump shit? It's like this nigga been rallying even after he won. He was still rallying.
Bruh, like he. One thing about it, and this is definitely, we're gonna get off of politics soon because I don't really know too much about politics. Just being completely honest, and I'm not gonna just sit up here and look dumb when it comes down to the topic of the conversation.
But why don't you?
I understand where you're coming from. The thing about is everything's unorthodox. Think about it. Everything is unorthodox when it comes to this president in particular. It never had, the experience, never had. So everything's been unorthodox. If I keep the radar hot for me, even after I've done one, I keep you on I keep me on your mind. Therefore, you're gonna continuously think, yep, that's changed. Vote. You got my vote. I've been thinking about this the whole time. You know what I'm saying? you planted the seed for so long that we moving.
Yeah. Bottom line, if it don't directly affect you, that's when the cheeks turn and start. Sometimes when it do directly affect you, it's still your cheeks still turning. Everybody be on their God. I ain't gonna say that. Everybody.
You was about to go deep, and I was gonna say, hey, we're gonna turn off this podcast real quick because somebody about to get struck by lightning.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their religious beliefs, and you know what I mean? So turning the cheek and forgiveness is always the right way to be, and you know what I mean? But at the same time, that shit is not realistic. Nigga, this is warfare.
Eye for an eye.
Like, bodies are falling, bodies are dying. Like, if somebody took somebody from me that I love, bro, I am not going to just be like, you know what? I forgive you. No, bro.
I don't think I could live with it. I don't think I could look myself in the mirror like that.
Nah.
And be okay with it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, that's not gonna fly, bro. I'm gonna be like, what's the family that hate OJ? The family that hate OJ. They kill his. I mean, you know what I'm talking about?
All the people. If you ever seen OJ's documentary, all those people who was crying because he wasn't found guilty. That's all the people that you talking about.
Okay, so OJ killed the lady, right? I mean, allegedly.
Allegedly.
OJ allegedly killed the lady, but her family been suing OJ
smart.
ever since, bro. Like, that's the type of energy. Like
Nicole's family.
Yeah, Nicole. Okay, so her family been suing them. They like, nah, this ain't gonna fly. Everything he make, nigga, send that shit my way.
Run me that check.
Yeah,
you ain't benefiting off of nothing. You write a book about this, I want my check.
Yeah.
I ain't forgave you for nothing.
Yeah, no, that's
what was forgiving him gonna do for him?
that's the energy.
but that's why I think it circles back. It circles back to you only see it in minorities more than you see it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, hey, I want you to forgive, and then it's gonna be okay, but it's not really gonna be okay.
But I think you only see it in minorities because you a minority.
Bruh, hey, you on point tonight. You on point, bro. Like, bruh, lose ski. All right, I guess you're right, but I see it.
You know what I'm saying?
That was a very. You are.
What do you say? I think we don't worry about it because of the distractions that are constantly in our face. The new iPhone, the new J's, new TV, they constantly got something like a distraction in your face.
Very much
to
so.
keep you unaware.
Be mindful. The media plays. Media plays
being unaware, bro.
Game.
You mentioned when we was talking about politics. I'm gonna get off politics, but because I don't really follow that shit. Why?
You said, why don't I follow politics?
Yeah, nigga, like you're an adult, you're paying taxes, like you're a part of society. Like I feel like you could run for Congress at some point in your life. Like, how the hell are you like not following politics? Like this is your time to be in.
I wouldn't say I'm unaware. I'm just not on it where I know like all the judicial system, things of that nature. I think that.
But why?
Why am I not on it?
Yeah, my question is why?
I see it as I control my own destiny. I don't want to put it in anybody else's hands. So I focus more on being in my lane and hogging everything about it, creating whatever my reality is going to be for me, myself, my kids, you know, my future. And if I'm too caught up with, hey, well, they made this and they're doing this and doing that, I'm too distracted. I'm not going to accomplish everything that I really want to accomplish. Yes, it does play a part, right? So I want people to be aware enough to know, all right, well, this is right, this is wrong, this is where you need to vote, this is what you need to do, use your voice, all of those good things. But when it comes down to like being a politician or anything of that nature, no, I'm not really hip on that, right? Because at times, I don't believe
your vote count.
Very truthful, huh?
Oh, I thought you said you don't believe your vote count.
Oh no, I know my vote counts, but I also even in the process, like this past the election when they're voting for, you know, like the mayor and stuff like that in Charleston, right? So I worked the polls. The guy who was running for mayor out there, like I knew him and want to learn a little bit more about how the process works.
Yeah.
What I saw was complete, like, it felt like I should have been in black and white. You know what I'm saying? The picture should have been in black and white because that's how bad it was. Like, you have people who live right next door to this place where you can vote at. It's a middle school, right? People living right next door. They can walk to this school. And they're like, I vote here all the time for everything. And they're like, well, for this particular vote, you're zoned in a whole different direction. So you got to go across the city to do this. And mind you, you just got off of work, so you're late. So you might not make it. And to see that like up close and personal, it was just more so like, dang, like you got to create your own reality because there's other parties that are adjusting how things are going. You know what I'm saying? And they're controlling the narrative, which is unfortunate, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody's smiling in your face, but you're seeing this right in front. And these people are like, this is why I don't vote. This is why we don't vote. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, dang, like me trying to console like a mother who brought their child up here, and she in tears talking about, like, I came here, I want to vote. I had to go get my kids. I had to go do this. And I'm showing them that their voice counts. And then they pull this on me.
Yeah.
Out of all these elections that I've been doing, I walk out my house and go across the street, what I'm saying, to vote. And you're telling me for this particular one, where the mayor's been the mayor for, give or take, 10 years.
Yeah.
And he's prepping his son to be the mayor after for the city of North Charleston, right? It was crazy to see how that was going. And it was just more so like, man, like, when you have the power, you can create so much positive things and also so much negative things. So with that, I try to stay in my own lane. I try to learn as much as I can possibly learn to better myself and show my kids, like, hey, this is what it's all about. Like, don't allow anybody to put their beliefs or anything on you to make you believe that you can't accomplish all these things. Right. Yeah. I saw something today steering the conversation, not from politics, but to to sports. I saw a thing today in reference to Spike Lee. Spike Lee spent over $10 million watching the Knicks play. Over $10 million, $300,000 a year, season
for like 30 years.
$300,000 a season for 30 years. You can't tell me that you can't create your own reality. If I'm too caught up with all the negativity things, like, I want to be in that space where I can be like, I'm going to every Florida State game. I won't. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to all the national championships. I'm going to all the Super Bowls. I'm doing whatever I want. Whatever my wildest dream says, I want to be able to create that. And if I'm too focused on all the other distractions, I will never accomplish what I truly can accomplish.
But why wouldn't they let him in Madison Square Garden? I never got to the bottom of it.
I saw that he spent $10 million on them boys, and I said, dang, that's how it's supposed to be. I said, shoot, granted, if he got enough money to spend $10 million on sitting courtside at the Knicks, there's plenty of other money that he has. The generational wealth that he's created is something special. And it's a kid from New York who came down to Atlanta, went to college out here, turned his dream into reality. It's possible.
Right.
I'm
But
not
all
getting
that don't
caught up
mean
in
shit.
the
But
riff
listen, bro, the nigga tried to get into the Madison Square Garden and they wouldn't let the nigga in, bro. After spending $10 million, he couldn't get to his seat.
Even then,
it's like,
right? That's tough.
So what I'm saying is, us. If you look like us, no matter how much money you got, somebody else gonna be trying to block what you doing.
You rich, but you're not rich enough.
Come on, man.
That's why I create my own reality. That's why I create my own kingdom, my own empire. That's why I want to be able to show what you said, bro. Spike was going through
the same door he been going through for 28 years. Scanned his ticket and everything. That's what I'm saying, bro. You know what I'm saying? But somebody who an other can look at you and just be like, nah, I don't like this. I don't like his swag. Fuck out.
I can't do it.
Come on, man.
So that goes back to I don't want to put my
No, so that goes back to, nigga, you've been spending $10 million to watch a basketball game. No. Why aren't you making your own basketball game? Why aren't you like doing something that's gonna, like, you know what I'm saying? Why can they tell you a nigga that's spending $10 million? Why can they tell you, yeah, you can't come in here? It's like, come on, man. Like, we be thinking fucked up. This nigga should own his own team, bro. You love that shit so much. Like, why you ain't teamed up with 5 other dudes who got the same, you know what I'm saying?
And go ahead and go for it.
And then just went ahead and owned the team. Or you know what I mean? Got some stake in the stadium. Come on, man.
Yeah, now LeVar messed himself up, Blue. That he was making change, but then he started doing too much where they had to block him. Because at first you talking about LeVar Ball.
Yeah.
Everybody who's not aware of LeVar Ball, he's
They
Lonzo's
were.
dad. He has two other sons who play good basketball. One of them, their owner is horrible. The New York Knicks owner is trash. But he took his own lane. He created his own shoe, created his own brand. His son went. I want to say he was don't make me lie. He was one of the top draft picks to the Lakers. His dad predicted all of this good stuff, talked a good game, all of that. He created their own reality, right? But then he started doing way too much where they had to shut you up. Huh?
And they had a hard show on Facebook.
They had a show on Facebook, everything. He was really hogging his own lane. But then he wanted everybody else's lane, and that's where he went wrong.
Explain what you mean.
Where he went wrong with hogging, with trying to get everybody else's lane?
Yeah.
Because once you start doing too much, then it's easier for people to steer the conversation towards you being a bad person or you being the apple that's going to make the rest of the people bad, right? He started criticizing the Lakers coach. Next thing you know, his son is in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? He's doing all this random, talking outside of his neck. You know what I'm saying? Now he's not becoming where he was creating an empire. Now he's becoming a laughing stock, right? Yeah. He might still be generating some good revenue, but could you be blocking your blessings with all the antics that you're bringing to the table? Some possibility.
No, you're right.
Here's for his kids and his business. Who put it? Yes. Who he put in charge? Yeah, who he put in charge ended up stealing some money from him. I think it was like $28 million or something like that.
That's fucking crazy.
Stole some money from him, and he's still walking. Just throwing that out there. Okay.
Real spit. Hey, man, you know what I want to talk about, man?
Talk to me.
I want to talk about being self-sabotaging.
Self-sabotaging. Good subject. Let's go.
So, basically, I want to, have you ever been in a situation or know somebody who's been in a situation where they get good situations, but because in their mind they can't conceptualize like I'm actually worth doing this thing or getting in this position, that they end up fucking it up?
Yes, I've seen it happen many a times. One thing that I truly believe in is how you see yourself is how you believe yourself. So how you see yourself is how you'll be yourself. My apologies. So if you don't see yourself as being, that great person, when success hits you in the face, you won't be prepared for it. If you're not working towards that, once the pressure gets on you, you're gonna crack instead of produce a diamond. You're gonna break it. You're gonna bust a pipe. So
leaking oil.
Huh?
They leaking oil. Leaking
oil real bad. And the thing is, like, you got to keep things simple. I've seen people just not believe in themselves.
Yeah.
And they can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't believe in yourself, that talent won't show. It will never shine. You know what I'm saying? All your flaws will show more than the great things that you possess. So you have opportunities to showcase that. You gotta take full advantage of it. The thing about it is, like, go back to hogging your own lane. If you stay in your lane and you do you, one thing about, rest in peace, Kobe, one thing about Jordan, one thing about Bron, all of them great basketball players. They all shoot the ball different, but the ball still go in the hoop. Dang. I'm not trying to be Jordan. I want to be like him and be something that I can change the game. I'm not trying to be LeBron. I'm not trying to be Kobe. I want to be the best version of myself, but I'm still going to do the same thing that you guys are doing, whether it's playing basketball, being in a leadership position, taking off on a business, creating your own, whatever the case may be. Do you. Learn from everybody else, but continue to do you. That's what got you here.
That's why we got to practice self-love. We let others tell us what we deserve. Dang.
Self-love. Hey, yo, I tell you this. I tell you, but I tell myself every morning, I got a speech for myself, and I teach it to Nova when I see her. I tell myself, I am a king. I control my happiness. I hold myself to a higher standard because nobody can be me. I am great, and I will do great things because I am a king. I repeat that 3 times to myself. I tell baby girl, I am a queen. I control my happiness. Understand this. When you start getting that deep down inside of you, yeah, things may come and sway you, but they'll never knock you off.
Yeah.
Because you know, hey, I got a crown on my head. I'm a king.
Yeah.
Love myself. When I look in the mirror, I love myself. I'm proud of who I am. I know there's things that I can improve on, but I'm proud of who I am, and because of who I am, and because of how I see myself, that's why I continue to become successful in many avenues.
One thing about words of affirmation, like you don't even gotta believe that shit first.
No,
you just say that shit. You know what I'm saying? And the more and more you repeat it, the more and more things come to fruition. The more you believe that shit, the more the confidence builds. I got a song called "Invisible You," where you build these ideas and who you see yourself in your mind first, and then that shit comes to life.
It's important that you see yourself in that light.
Yeah.
Like even like when you stop dreaming, when you stop dreaming big, excuse me, that's when you slowly dying. Excuse me, my bad, guys. Like that's when you start to slowly die, right?
The subconscious versus the self-conscious.
Very true. Very, very true. If you don't see better for yourself and you get okay with being okay, right? You're okay with being okay. You're just, all right, I'm just going to go through the motion. I'm going to be a zombie for the rest of my life. I'm going to work this. I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. And you'll get to a point where it's just going to smack you in the face. And you're going to say, man, you're going to look back 10, 15 years done passed already.
Yeah.
You can't get that 10, 15 years back.
No,
you know
not at all.
But you stop dreaming. You stop believing that, hey, I can change. I can do this. I can write my own book. I can start my own hobby. I can do whatever. You know what I'm saying? I can travel the whole world. When you stop seeing those big goals and those big dreams that you once wanted and you just were too afraid to pursue, that's when you find yourself in the rat race and you're going to be going nowhere fast. You'll look to the left and to the right. You'll see all your friends being successful. You'll see, I promise you this. I got a good circle. Like I got a good circle, right? I see my brother got a business going. Lusky is a artist. I've seen him from college days where he's rapping and things of that nature. Ziggy is on tour right now with Trippie Redd. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, a lot of people surrounding you that's showing you that it's possible. But if you stay still, and I'm not the only person who has successful people around them. If you look around your circles, you're gonna know somebody who's very successful.
Yeah, but that's how I feel about shit. That's how I feel about the last 10 years that just passed.
Roommate,
looking at this year, seeing it turn to 2020, from 2010, I was like, yo, 10 years have just passed.
True story.
And I literally had to think like, fuck, what have I done? What have I accomplished? Where have I been? What do I got saved? What's popping? What's up, Ange? Like all that just running through my mind. So
it's
that's
important.
why I'm like, fuck it. And that shit was motivation to 2020. That shit was like, all right, 2020, nigga, I got the next 10 years, nigga, I'm gonna be 40. So we gotta goddamn make this shit work, nigga.
Come on.
Like I'm finna work harder than I ever worked ever. You know what I mean? That shit was motivation just watching the last 10 years pass.
When you look back, and it's always good to sit back and reflect to see how far you came.
Oh, you got to do a
whole lot further to go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, those 10 years done passed, but jot down. All right, I can remember what happened here. Look back where you came. Remember those situations where you were in a bind and you didn't think that you was gonna make it, and look where you at now. You know what I'm saying? You start putting those in perspective, and you're saying, dang, like I am strong enough. You know what I'm saying? I am capable of. You know what I'm saying? I can create. I got this opportunity. I knocked it out the park. You know, you start looking at those, or you can say, I fumbled this opportunity.
Yeah.
I had to learn from that. I had to pick myself up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And now look at me. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be able to self-assess and be completely honest with yourself. That comes along with self-love. When you can be completely honest with yourself, completely transparent with yourself, the worst thing you could do is lie to yourself.
Right. No,
Because then
that's
you're going
real.
to start believing the lies that you tell yourself.
Hey, but sometimes you gotta believe the lies, bro.
Hey, the good lies. How about that?
Yeah, the
Y'all
good
know what
lies.
I mean. Y'all know what I mean by the good lies. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I know a
Don't.
nigga.
If you ain't been doing nothing, don't be telling you, yeah, I've been winning. No, you ain't.
Yeah.
You a liar. You got to start being real with yourself.
Right. I know a dude I used to work with. Like it was like a heavy labor job and stuff. But every check, he'll just blow that shit. You know what I'm saying? Won't say nothing. Won't invest. Won't do nothing. But I think that's why I was speaking on self-sabotaging, because it was like he didn't see anything further than the paycheck this week. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do nothing to change it. He didn't do nothing to try to save it. He just, you know what I mean?
It goes back to what I was talking about, where you get into the zombie mindset.
Yeah.
Right? Excuse me. You're okay with being okay. I'm okay with knowing that I'm going to make this set amount of money.
Yeah.
Every 2 weeks, whatever the case may be, I make this set amount of money. I'm gonna do what I do, and then by the time that check about to run out, I'm gonna read back up, and I'm gonna do it all over again. That's that zombie mentality. Whereas if you don't put a cap on how great you could truly be, like you can be like Spike Lee, who's spending $10 million at New York Knicks. You can be like Jay-Z, who's a billionaire, right?
Right.
Came from the streets, but turned his dream into reality. Not everybody's gonna be them, but I tell you, if you aspire to be something like that, hey, if you're gonna shoot for the moon, you might land on the stars, or you might land on the clouds. You know what I'm saying? You'll still be up there. You'll be still down here looking and hoping and waiting and wishing that you could have made something happen. So don't get caught up in the zombie. Don't get caught up in the zombie mentality, man. The zombie mindset. You'll lose yourself. No zombie. Dude, I'm serious, man. If y'all ain't take nothing from this, please, if you find yourself in that mentality that you stop dreaming, that you stop believing that you could help make change for yourself, for your family, that you stop believing that, growth is possible, better is possible. You know what I'm saying? Nice pun right there. Shameless plug. When you stop when you stop believing in that, like, you lost yourself, and it's time for you. If you realize you're in that position, man, hey, wake up.
How often do you reassess?
How often do I reassess?
Yeah, like maybe sit down, write a list out, set goals, and how far do you set those goals?
So, for me, I break them down monthly, right? But then I know what I want to accomplish by the end of the year. So I have like a big goal right now for the end of the year. But monthly, I set goals. Whether it's, something. It could be something as simple as do push-ups every night. Don't eat any bread for the month. Drink gallon of water for the month. Read for the month, or listen to podcasts instead of listening to the radio or music. Listen to something educational. Work on business plans, things of that nature. Develop more relationships within the community. Like I try to challenge myself in different areas. I don't want to just be great at one thing. You know what I'm saying? I want to be well-rounded enough where I can move around and be accessible to others, right? But if I don't do that, or I'm not honing my craft or sharpening those tools, when that opportunity does present itself, I'm gonna fumble it.
Is there a penalty if you don't complete a goal?
Not necessarily. I wanted to do a goal setting thing with my brother, and it was pretty much like, hey, we set goals for the month, and if you don't meet that goal for the month, then like I'll either, if I don't meet my goal, then I'm gonna pay you. Yeah. Like $100, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If you don't meet your goal, you gotta pay me. You know what I'm saying?
Some sort of accountability.
Yeah, accountability. But my main thing is, if I don't do it, then I just beat myself up, and that's the worst. That's the worst thing that can happen to me, because whereas if you get into it with somebody else, or somebody's talking crazy to you or whatnot, you can shut them out. You can change that conversation, but that internal conversation in your head, like, Like even today, I challenged myself in the gym. I was like, ride the bike 2 miles in 7 minutes. And I got to 7:04. I was so pissed, right? I'm like, man, had a good workout. Had a good workout. But that 7:04 was still on my mind. And I mean, burned myself out, but get back on the bike and I'm like, all right, you gotta do it again. You know what I'm saying? You gotta leave the gym right. I did it in 7:06. I didn't get the 7-minute mark. So as much as my workout was good and productive and things of that nature, when I walked out the door, I was still beating myself up on I didn't get the 7. So tomorrow I'm back in the gym going for that 7. You know what I'm saying? It's pushing me to go harder and harder for it, for the simple fact that like I don't want to look at myself as, man, you couldn't accomplish something.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you set that challenge up there, like go ahead, challenge yourself to be better. Don't just be okay. Don't just be mediocre.
Yeah.
Strive for something. Like, okay, 7 minutes. Once I start hitting 7 consistently, I want to go to 6. I want, you know what I'm saying? Like continue to get better and better. So
yeah, that's how you're supposed to do it. I've been being vegetarian for this year. You know what I mean? Started in like the week after Christmas, and I just been gone.
How's that going for you? How's that life? Because I think that's going to be a whole nother podcast right there. Because
yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing it. You know what I mean? And it's not necessarily I'm doing it just to see my willpower, to see if I can set my mind to something and just stick to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like me just practicing my discipline. So I've been doing it, and I've been feeling pretty good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I tried it once before. I did it for like 6 months. I was hungry. I was like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn, I wasn't doing it right. But this go around, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Supplementing and eating the right things, and you know what I mean? Doing it the right way. You can do it. Been pescatarian for almost a year now. That's dope.
That's dope too. I tried that out, and yeah, I wanted some bacon, but no, hey, but okay. So, how do you hold yourself accountable? Like, you're not even eager to try, any other food other than vegetarian food right now, right?
Well, yeah. What's so great about it is that it's just like opening my mind up or my palate up to new foods that I'm like, man, quinoa, like what?
That don't be busting.
Like I'll eat some quinoa, you know what I mean? Just new foods that you didn't even think about because you always eating chicken wings and fucking burgers every day. So,
hey,
like,
no lie. The other day I had me some cauliflower stir fry.
Hey, there you go, yeah.
Busting.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? So, I think this go around, I'm just out researching and trying to find different foods that, you know what I mean, I can eat that that'll make me not even think about, you know what I'm saying, certain meats and shit like that. And what's so cool about it is it's like cauliflower and boneless wing. Yeah, I did that too. I be up at True Foods. Y'all don't know about True Foods. That junk is good.
No, I don't know.
But yeah, man. But you know what I'm saying? D Harvey, what's poppin'?
What's going on? It's great.
Oh yeah,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, why you be on pictures?
True story.
Yeah, for real.
Ayo said Pinterest be the move when it comes to getting those recipes. So if you in the kitchen chefing it up, go ahead check out Pinterest. Gives you some ideas, man. hey, they're gonna fall in love with you.
Hey, I'm telling you. Some meatless chili. See, she going in. She ain't playing. But that's the type of shit. That's the kind of mindset that I'm on when I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like everything. Matter of fact, you can eat all the vegetables you want, bro. This shit is all in the seasoning. You know what I mean? Like, like chicken don't taste good without seasoning. You know what I'm saying? So, like, once you realize that and think about that, like, this vegetarian shit is easy.
Excuse me, my bad, guys.
Dang, you all right, man? You been coughing a lot.
No, hey, chill.
You been washing your hands and shit?
Bro, I work in healthcare, so you already know I'm all over that.
Right.
I had to do training. I had to do a training for my staff this week.
Oh.
I had to do a presentation in reference to it.
What?
Yeah, so it's intense right now.
For real? So you've been using hand sanitizer, or you go to the sink and wash your hands?
You gotta go to the sink and wash your hands properly.
All right. That was the only test question I had.
Yeah, thank you. I just told you I had to do a presentation. But yeah, I mean that's intense. Everything is about the mindset. Use your mind to a full capacity. Like a lot of people believe in the hype of, oh, you only gonna use a certain part of your mind, blah, blah. Man, believe what you want to believe. But if you believe that you can use use your mind to the fullest, create as much as possible. If you say you want to be a pescatarian for the rest of your life, like once you start exploring other options other than, what you were accustomed to, pescatarian becomes easy, it becomes natural. When you say vegetarian, you say, man, I used to want bacon all the time, but now I'm a vegetarian and I can cook something up that tastes even better than bacon, but it's healthy for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's all about the mindset, but you have to be willing to create those things in your mind.
Right. We got about 3 minutes left.
No, I'm still talking about this mindset, bro. I don't care what you're talking about.
I'll just we got about 3 minutes left, bro. Go ahead and give us a recap on forgiveness.
In 3 minutes, forgiveness is good, but you have to be willing to forgive and move. But move in a better direction with knowing that I learned the lesson from that experience, and I'm not going to move that way anymore. Holding on to those grudges will hold you back in a sense because you will continuously harp on those things. If you just understand, it's downright, hey, that person messed me over. They're quote unquote, they're dead to me, or they're invisible. I don't see them no more. Even we can walk past each other and I'll treat them like a stranger. Like if that's the energy that you have and that's what your mind can do for you, then hey, go that route.
And always remember that God forgives. We don't have to.
Yep. You're right, Lucy. When those pearly gates come, you won't be here to judge and say, yep, I forgive. Understood. Lucy makes a great point. Once again. And he said it like, listen here, boys and girls. Always remember. like a Smokey the Bear commercial. Only you can set fire. Man, get out of here. But you're right. Okay. Hey, you don't have to forgive. You don't have to forgive. Yeah, you can do what you want.
No.
The fact of the matter is, you often see people forgiving and forgetting what transpired. But is it helping us or is it hurting us in the long run? I want to teach my child to be firm yet fair. You know what I'm saying?
I treat him accordingly. No revenge, just peace.
Boom.
Yeah, peace, my nigga. Peace.
Just peace, man. Hey, have positive vibes, have positive energy. Continue to increase the peace at the end of the day, man. I'm not trying to make any enemies, but by any means necessary at the same time when it comes to like the Malcolm X type vibe.
Right.
Go
check that Malcolm X. Who killed Malcolm X on Netflix?
Definitely check it out. It's a great doc. You're gonna get a whole lot of educational point of view from there. Definitely deeper than I ever thought about it. You know what I'm saying? To the point where they're talking about reopening up a case. So
Better as Possible, episode 6.
Better as Possible podcast. Thank you for tuning in. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all.
Follow us. Better as Possible podcast.
What?
Follow us at Better as Possible podcast.
Like
he was supposed to pin it, but he didn't pin it. So
do it again.
Hey,
follow
us at Better as Possible podcast.
So
thank y'all for tuning in.
Dedicated to the grind. I'm gonna be determined to win because I realize that there's more to life. I don't wanna die too soon. I don't wanna go away. I just wanna live my life today. We ain't tryna hurt nobody. We just wanna work the problems. Make this world a better place. Turn on the news, confused. Every day I
see violence, gotta be a better way. Who do we talk to start the conversation? The pain is driving me insane. I don't wanna go too soon. I just wanna live my life long, just like everybody else.